Right, before I get on to some silliness with the battery, I forgot the name of the company. Right, now I've found an invoice. Right, so, bolts. Hold with me, please. I know it sounds like it's going to be boring, and it probably is. But, these are what we all know, yeah? Silver, A2 stainless, which is your general. There's also A4, which is marine grade. That's a bit overkill, really, for motorbikes. Yeah, just a silver bolt. This is Allen cap head. Just happens to be the one because most of the ones I use, I'd like to use these. Now the problem is, what happens if you're doing a black bike? They're going to stand out a mile, and trust me, they do. So you go on eBay, you go wherever, and you put, I don't know, M6, well that's M8. Is it? M8, cap head, whatever, black, and you'll come up with this. Best stand out of the way. Black shirt and black bolt. This isn't going to work, is it? Do you like this, by the way? Dodgy bar working shirt. Now that's just a black bolt. It's a matte finish. It's rather dull. It's your general. Now what happens if you're in an area that you want it? Say you've got some gloss paint. That's going to stand out a mile next to gloss paint because it's dull. So what do? Yes, you've got aluminium fasteners. Great. But they're only good for certain things. They're only good for holding on your screen, stuff like that, maybe a couple of casings on your side. But what happens if you have something that is structurally important, like your engine mountings? You've got that choice. You've got that or that. Neither of them look great. However, the aluminium ones are nice and shiny, so they look better. But you can't get them in stainless. Or can you? JWR fasteners. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell. They've made these up for me. I believe they're the only people in the country that do it, possibly the world, who knows. It's their own process. And they make it shiny. Nice and shiny. So it looks absolutely great on the bike. I asked them for a sample when I bought some of these plain black ones. And they sent me one out, and I loved it so much I went and spent a fortune. I will say they're not cheap, but if you are wanting to make something not stand out, or at least just that little extra step, honestly, these things are great. Let me take you to the bike and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here's my JWR fastener in the nice shiny black there. Let's fire that one in. Stands out too much, doesn't it? Looks bloody awful. I know I've got a silver one back here. I'm dealing with that. So your next step would be your matte black ones. They look okay. They're not great, but they're not shiny. But however, if you look at the comparison, nice and shiny, a bit nasty, and they rust quicker as well. So yeah, JWR fasteners. I can't remember where they're at, but they are online. They're on eBay as well. If you're buying a fair bit, go to the website. Don't bother with the eBay because they charge you postage on everything. I don't know if they do a multi-buy thing. Actually, no, they don't, because they offer free postage. They've put the postage on the price, which I don't like. So just go to the website. But honestly, I love these things. They're doing all sorts. This is a M12. Because this is going black, I'm having it anodised, so that'll look manky, and it does. So I'm going to replace it with that and a very large black washer. They do obviously bolts, nuts, bolts, nylocks, all the washers, pretty much everything you would expect. Here's my end caps and my start motor cover ready and done. Just hide that piece of art that my mate drew me. Yeah. Off to have some fun with the battery. Right, so I've actually remembered to bring my battery up. Not my battery. Talking about battery, that's flat. Right, after changing the battery in the camera, I'm actually remembering to bring the microphone. It's here. I've got an old battery. I don't know how old it is. I dare say it's a fair few years old. It's been sat around. all I've used it for is making brackets up and stuff like that. Making sure that the new one that I will get at some point will fit. But I thought I'll just have some fun with it, because at the moment I'm waiting for a load of parts to come from Suzuki. I'm a bit skint, so I can't afford the oil, the filter, what else? The oil, the filter, need some carb bits and a new battery. Just yet. She's pretty much ready to start. I've got to get some Aldite to put the HT leads back in the coils. I might show you that video actually, because it's a bit different. So let's see what this battery's at. And I really mean this has just been sat around. It's showing call it 6.4 volts. There's feck all in it. I don't think I have anything I can plumb onto it. But it's at 6.4 volts. It was at 6.4 volts. Yeah, we'll call it 6.4. It's goosed. It won't start anything. It wouldn't even make me start a relay click. I probably could have done that a better way. Let me think. Let me just get the wire from starter relay. If I put that on the negative and the green on the positive. No, I'm getting a little spark, but that's not clicking. It should click, there shouldn't be a problem with it. So, let's get the old Oxford Optimizer. This is an old bugger I've had for some years and all. Now, I don't expect it to do much, I just want to see, because, well, why not? So it's not plugged in at the moment. By sticking it on, because it's not plugged in, the power going in, lighting these up is merely on the battery. Let's plug her in and see what happens. Right, so it tells me it's doing something. That top bulb is broken. It's been broken for years. It is 3:45. Let's come back in a bit and see what happens. Right, so I've had this battery on. What time are we at now? Say it's been on 20 hours because I forgot about it and went to watch a film and fell asleep last night. So, and it is at come on, put it on the right setting, dickhead. It's at 9.93 volts, so it's definitely gone up, but I've had a look and there isn't enough acid in it, so obviously I don't have any acid because you can't just buy it anymore. Thank you, London fucking moped thief dickheads. And yes, that is the reason why we can't buy it anymore. It's simply because of them, because they were firing in people's faces. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not really that bothered about this battery, I'm just going to slap some boiled water in it. I don't even have any distilled and I can't be asked going to the shop. So I'm just going to boil some water, let it cool and fire it in. And then put it back on charge again. Because I've put the tip of my screwdriver in to see where the liquid is, and well, it's not there. So, oh god, that's tight. I don't know if you can see. Oh bugger, that's fucking bone dry. This might be completely fucked because I'm not seeing any liquid in there whatsoever. Let's find out. Right, so it turns out that battery was completely bone dry. It is a really old battery, it's been floating around. I'm just messing around at the moment, to be honest. I don't advise doing this yourself. So what I've done, the kettle had already been boiled earlier. It cooled down. So I warmed it up. I only warmed it up because, well, I'm messing about and I wanted to see if it made a difference, because if the water and the acid has evaporated or whatever, maybe the acidity's still in there. I don't know, it's in the plates maybe, so I thought warming it up would bring the acid into the water. I don't know, I'm just messing here. I do not know what I'm doing when it comes to this shit. Alright, I don't. I'll be completely honest with you. Batteries to me, plug them on to charger, and if they don't work, replace them. That's it. I think no one really should be messing with these. But fuck it, I'm having some fun. So I've topped them up with water. I've taken the little plugs off. They look kind of manky inside, but and then I've put it back on charge. So I'll see what happens later this afternoon. If this works, it'll be fucking magic. It gets the starter relay to click like while it was bone dry, and it will make the starter motor spin of its own accord when it's directly connected, not through the starter motor, no pressure on it. But it's slow, so you can tell it ain't going to turn a motor. So fuck it. I just can't afford 50 quid on that yet, and then 50 quid on the oil. And Rosie, will you stop messing with the stand? That close enough? Okay, so let's see what's happened here. That's only giving 3 lights. That doesn't mean anything because I have not seen that top green light light up in years. So let's disconnect and see what we've got going on here. I do not expect this to work. Remember, I just topped this up with some like boiling water. Well, water that had been through the kettle, wasn't even distilled. You can top them up slightly using that, but the stuff that's in tap water will short the length of your battery. Let's have a look. 20 volts. Don't know if you can see that, but 10.37. It's pretty much exactly what it was when it didn't have any water in it. Now, I did say before, didn't I, that I'm just doing this for a laugh. I know it's knackered, I know I need a new one. I'm just bored. Let's see what happens when I put the starter motor on it. So, just putting the body of the starter motor onto the negative, and then move my hands so it doesn't nothing. Absolutely nothing. Am I surprised? No. Basically, I didn't expect it to magically work. Oh, there we go. It is working to a degree. I know it makes a starter relay click, but that is so slow. It's got no. I can already hear it slowing down. Ah, there we go. Yeah, there is no amps in this battery at all. Well, that's just me having some fun for myself because, you know, why not? Remember to dispose of your batteries correctly, people, and don't try this at home. I'm just kind of doing this for a laugh, and if it stops anyone else from doing it, then even better. It was just stupidity. I get bored, I experiment, I do daft things. See you later. Gear oil. Copperies. Oh look, oh, it even shows putting copperies on brake pads. Oh no 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 no. What does it say? Improved sealing and eases assembly and dismantling of cylinder head gaskets and bolts. Gaskets of all descriptions, steering and suspension, universal joints, spark plugs, nuts and bolts, exhaust systems. Helps to prevent disc brake squeal. Applied directly to calipers and back of disc pad. Oh god. Oh, should I take a photo of that and send it to Matt?